If you've ever felt like life came with a user manual that you didn't get, congratulations, you're one of us. We exist somewhere between doing okay and Googling how to do okay. We live in a world where your phone tells you how to sleep, your job emails you while you eat, and self-care costs more than your rent. Somewhere between therapy reels and burnout memes, we all started pretending we're fine. Adulthood became a performance. We wear confidence like a costume, schedule breakdowns like meetings, and call it surviving productivity. But what if we stopped pretending? Or what if being an adult didn't mean having it together, but learning how to fall apart better? Nobody knows what they're doing. We just don't say it out loud because it sounds unproductive. But that's the truth about adulthood. It's not a destination, it's an illusion of control. You get a job, pay taxes, maybe develop a caffeine addiction, and still feel like a confused teenager, just with back pain now. They told us grow up, but they never explained how. So we search online for everything: how to budget, how to be confident, how to not cry at work. Let's be real. Nobody prepared us for this part. For the constant pressure, for the fake smiles, for pretending that adulting is just another skill we'll eventually master. We grew up believing one day we'd feel like adults, confident, certain, capable. Instead, we feel tired. But maybe that's okay. Maybe adulthood isn't a checklist, but a process, one where you learn to keep going even when it's messy. So why do we all feel like frauds? Like everyone else secretly got the memo on how to be a proper adult, and we're just catching up, faking confidence between existential crisis. The truth is, we grew up in a weird in-between era. We were told to follow your dreams, but also be realistic, to take care of your mental health, but also work harder, to save for the future while everything keeps getting more expensive. Basically, we were handed a contradictory buffet of expectations and told, enjoy adulthood. No wonder we're confused. The math doesn't math. We were raised on the idea that success equals certainty, that the moment you become an adult, you'd know. You'd know what career to choose, how to love, how to plan, how to stay calm. But adulthood isn't clarity, it's just upgraded confusion. Now you overthink in better lighting. And the worst part? Everyone's pretending. We post our highlights and hide our breakdowns. We measure our insides against other people's outsides, then wonder why we always feel behind. But it's not because we're failing. It's because we were set up to feel like failures. Everything around us, the ads, the influencers, the culture, runs on one core emotion: insecurity. You're not productive enough, not fit enough, not rich, married, happy, and successful enough. It's like adulthood got turned into a subscription service you can't cancel. We live in a system that profits off your self-doubt. That's why imposter syndrome exists. It's the side effect of being aware in a world that constantly compares. We call it not good enough, but really it's too aware. You see too much, you scroll too much, you care too much about how things look. And because of that awareness, you assume you're the only one struggling, when in reality everyone else is quietly Googling how to fix my life too. Here's the irony. Feeling like an imposter doesn't mean you're lost. It means you care. It means you're paying attention. The truly clueless never feel like imposters. They just assume they're right. You, on the other hand, are growing, and growth always feels awkward while it's happening. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing, just know that's actually the sound of progress. It's messy, but it's real. It means you're aware enough to keep learning. We don't feel like imposters because we're failing. We feel like imposters because we're evolving, and we're doing it in a world that keeps pretending it's already figured out. Somewhere along the way, adulthood turned into performance art. You don't become an adult, you just start auditioning for the role of a functional person. You rehearse your lines. I'm fine. Busy, but good. Yeah, things are great. You hit your marks, pay rent, answer emails, post one mildly happy thing on Instagram to prove you're alive, and for a while it works. You look stable, sound mature, smile on cue, but deep down, you're just hoping no one asks follow-up questions. We've all become experts at looking fine. We accessorize our exhaustion with confidence. We measure our value by how calm we appear while everything's on fire, because that's what the world rewards, presentation over peace. As long as you look put together, no one cares if you're falling apart. We learn early that showing struggle makes people uncomfortable, so we hide it. We tidy our voices. We edit our emotions. We become acceptable. But the more you hide, the heavier it gets. The more you perform, the more you drift. Because pretending to be fine might make life easier, but it also makes it lonelier. When everyone's performing okay, no one feels safe being honest, and the silence between us grows. We all think everyone else has it figured out, when really we're all backstage, holding the same broken prop called I'm okay. Adulthood became a mask we forgot we were wearing, and after a while you forget what your real face even looks like underneath it. So how do you stop pretending without your whole life falling apart? Because let's be honest, sometimes pretending is what keeps the lights on. You can't walk into a meeting like, "Hi, I'm spiraling, but here's that report." You still need to function. You just don't need to fake being fine. It starts with micro-honesty, tiny moments where you stop performing and start being real. When someone asks how you're doing, you don't have to unload your trauma, but you can say, "Honestly, it's been a week." That's honesty, not oversharing. And it permits people to be honest too. Then, learn the art of lowering the bar. If your energy is at 40%, stop expecting 120% results. Make bare minimum your new baseline. Find people who can handle your truth, the ones who don't flinch when you say, "Yeah, I'm struggling." That's your real community, your tribe, not the ones who only clap when you're performing. And most importantly, laugh at the absurdity. Because the alternative is crying in a Target parking lot, and you can only do that 3 times a week before they start to notice. Adulthood isn't about faking calm. It's about learning to function without abandoning yourself. Remember, you can't be on all the time. Even phones die, and they have better chargers than we do. So maybe real adulthood isn't about holding it together. It's about knowing when to power down, recharge, and reboot with fewer tabs open. Because sometimes the most productive thing you can do is rest like you mean it. Maybe being an adult isn't a final form. It's more like a daily patch update. You fix one bug, and somehow 3 new ones appear. But you keep showing up anyway. Maybe being an adult isn't about knowing what you're doing. Maybe, just maybe, it's about learning to be kind to yourself when you don't. It's knowing when to rest, when to ask for help, and when to laugh at the absurdity of it all. We keep waiting for the moment we'll finally feel ready. But maybe readiness isn't a feeling, it's a choice. You wake up, you try again, you carry yourself through another day. That's enough. You're not behind. You're just living a story that doesn't need to be compared to anyone else's. And yes, you'll mess up, you'll fall apart, but you'll rebuild. Not because you know how, but because that's what humans do. You don't have to become the perfect adult. You just have to remember that trying counts, that showing up, even messy, is still progress. Because the truth is, everyone is improvising. Some people just have better lighting to hide their chaos. So if today you showed up, fed yourself, answered one email, and didn't join a cult, congratulations. You're doing it. You're an imposter adult, and that's exactly what makes you real. So breathe, laugh at your chaos, take the next small step, and remember, we're all imposters here, just doing our best to make it look intentional.